little past 1 a.m. on Monday, March 22nd, 2021, when this frantic 911 call changes everything.
Someone shot my husband! He heard a pull of blood and I heard a loud pop! He's bleeding out his nose and mouth and it's all over the bed.
The victim is her husband, David Evans, a popular pastor. Now, as the police dive into their investigation, they're expecting the usual, but what they uncover is anything but. A scandal so deep, so unexpected, it rocks the sleepy town of Ada, Oklahoma to its core. Let's recap. The way Kristie Evans tells it, a stranger broke in and shot her husband while they slept. But 3 days later, she comes clean. It turns out Kristie does know the intruder, a 26-year-old named Kahlil Square. She and Dave have been meeting up with him for threesomes at a Super 8 motel in the next town over. Yeah, you didn't expect to hear that, right? So imagine how the folks in Ada took it. Around town, Dave is the guy everyone knows and loves. He's friendly, funny, he's a real man of God, a pillar of the community. But behind closed doors, that's where the story takes a turn. His daughter tells NBC that at home, Dave is a whole different character, allegedly abusive, controlling, scary. But here's the kicker. Only Kristie, his wife, knows just how deep his secrets run. The secrets of a man living two lives. All right. Let's take it back to where it all started, and I mean way back. Dave and Kristie Evans were high school sweethearts. They kicked off their romance back in February of 1991, and just 4 months later, they're walking down the aisle. So fast forward a bit, and they've got this bustling family. 3 kids, a girl, 2 boys. But here's where it gets interesting. Dave's faith starts to really take off. He goes from stocking the shelves at a Christian bookstore to taking the reins as pastor of Harmony Free Will Baptist Church in Ada, Oklahoma in 2015. But according to Kristie, Dave's sexual preferences ran toward the deviant. He was addicted to porn and freaky sex. He took her to clothing optional parks, then to sex clubs. Then he starts posting ads seeking a third. Sometimes more than one guy shows up, but all are welcome. In a shocking twist of testimony, it comes out that he invited between 50 to 100 men to sleep with his wife before his murder. Now, one of those guys is Kahlil Square. Though Kristie and Kahlil first met at the Super 8 for a threesome in January of 2021. A week later, they all meet up again, but this time, Kristie slips him her number. She drops it on the floor of the motel room. He picks it up. Before you know it, they're chatting daily. And as they grow closer, she confides in him, pouring her heart out about how Dave is forcing her into this lifestyle that she never signed up for. Oh, desperate, she begs Kahlil for help, and he agrees to step in. Fast forward a few months, and Dave's off on this spiritual mission trip to Mexico. Perfect timing, because while he's out spreading the word, Kahlil steps into his shoes, playing house with Kristie. They're not just cozying up, they're plotting. Over those few days, they hatch a chilling plan on how they're going to take out her husband. The stakes higher than ever. See, the couple filed for bankruptcy months before, in October of 2020, but Dave has a $250,000 life insurance policy. Prosecutors say that's money that Kristie would kill for. But here's the twist. Online, she's painting this picture-perfect portrait of her marriage. In the days ticking down to the 911 call, she's all over Facebook, gushing about how the love she has for her husband is just incredible. She tells everyone how David left her this religious themed necklaces and personalized cards, one for every day he's gonna be away in Mexico. She posts, "That's 5 personalized necklaces, ladies. They had my name, my initial, verse, charms, and everything in between. Truly beautiful. So every day I opened a card and was reminded of how blessed, loved, and lucky I am. I love you so much, David." Stark contrast to what happened on Sunday night, March 21st. Just hours after Pastor Dave was standing at the pulpit, passionately warning his congregation to watch out for attacks from the devil, Kristie leaves the back door unlocked, and then she waits. So it's around 1 a.m. The house is silent except for a noise in the living room. Her heart skips a beat. It's Kahlil, dressed head to toe in black, lurking in the shadows, waiting for her signal that Dave is sound asleep. The scene is tense. The kids are all grown up. They're out of the house. It's just Kristie and Dave now. So she hands him her husband's loaded weapon and quietly nods toward the bedroom, signaling Kahlil. And then she waits anxiously in the living room. Minutes later, a shot rings out. Her hitman runs out the back. Dave is in bed. He's bleeding from the forehead, barely hanging on. The only thing left to do is make this 911 call.
Someone shot my husband. He heard a pool of blood and I heard a loud pop. He's bleeding out his nose and mouth and it's all over the bed.
Do you see a gun anywhere around him?
No, I don't see anything.
She stays with him as he dies, holding his hand, apologizing. As is standard, the police start with Kristie. It's always the spouse, you know. But she plays it cool, claiming she knows nothing about the crime. But as the cops dig deeper, knocking on doors, piecing things together, a neighbor drops a big clue. A white Ford Mustang was spotted at the Evans house while the pastor was out of town. Bingo! Doesn't take long to trace that plate right back to Kahlil. So as the police tighten the net, he's already a suspect. Kristie cracks. She spills everything to her daughter in this heart-wrenching confession. And then, just days after the shooting, she can't take the pressure anymore. She turns herself in, laying it all out for the cops. She tells them Dave had been threatening her life, her parents, the kids, even his own. I was desperate, she says. I just wanted to be free and I saw no other way out. At the trial, the courtroom drama peaks. Kristie's lawyers pitch it as self-defense. Her daughter takes the stand, painting this vivid picture of life under an abusive father, pleading with the court to see that her mother endured 30 years of torment. The defense is shooting for minimal jail time, maybe just a little bit of jail time and probation, but the gavel falls hard. The verdict? Life in prison for Kristie, with a chance at parole after 45 long years. She'd be in her 80s. And Kahlil Square, he pleads guilty to first-degree murder and gets the same fate, life behind bars. Now, I want to hear from you. What do you think about the court's decision? Is justice served? Was this too harsh? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more crime in half the time. Thanks for spending some time with us today. See you soon.